and good afternoon. The next few slides show and demonstrate the amount of effort that's gone on the beaches over the last 24 hours. This slide is a show of volunteer force with a couple of supervisors in the background of those who went on the beach yesterday and contributed to the enormous effort that occurred on the beach. As you can see, this team is sweeping through from and around the high water mark where a lot of the oil has been stranded, and you can see some heavy equipment, or lightish to heavy equipment, down on the foreshore, and that's necessary to actually remove the waste off before the tide comes in. But I'd stress that environmentally this is a sound practice, as the beach has already been cleaned and they're transiting through the clean areas within the beach itself. And a good picture of the New Zealand Defence Force contributing to the clean-up, and their effort has been quite tremendous throughout this entire 4 or 5 days. I'll just comment a little bit on the surf zone. You can see the waves in the background. That all contributes to the breakdown of the oil, and that's a key factor here. Weather is, in fact, is a key factor with the oil type that we're getting ashore at the moment. The oil, we actually have a leading patch of sheen about 20 kilometres west of White Island. There are no heavy dark patches in this oil, and the sheen has actually significantly diminished. The more sort of weather we get at sea in terms of wind and chop, sea chop, the better off we are in terms of breaking up that sheen. As a contingency measure, we've established a command post and centre in Whakatane, and that's being manned up to just cater for any oil that may come ashore down towards the south of Makatu. We're also investigating whether we establish a site up in Waihi, and we know we've got the support of the Waihi community to do that. So at the moment we're getting a lot of fist-sized, not a lot, we're getting a little bit of fist-sized tar balls coming ashore, and these are pancake-sized bits of oil, lumps of oil coming ashore. Now we know that sort of oil has weathered and emulsified so that we are able to actually pick the oil up in a reasonably coherent patch. There's some oiling around the rocks at Mount Maunganui. Bearing all that in mind, and the fact that we've run some coarse scientific sampling in the water last night, we have opened the Mount Maunganui main beach, but the remainder of the beach from Leisure, the island at the southern end of Mount Maunganui through to Makatu, just remains closed until we can continue our sampling. And that includes water sampling and through column sampling, just to find out whether there's been any further burial of oil within the sand column itself. So we're starting to now embark on quite a heavy scientific program in terms of monitoring, and we're also continuing our very heavy surveillance program, covering the 30-kilometre stretch of beach from Makatu to Mount Maunganui, also along the foreshore of Matakana and inland, just to have aerial surveillance and teams on the ground report back in terms of the extent of oiling. So at the moment the effort has been very good. We are looking at the fact that there is not a lot of oil coming ashore, in fact very little oil coming ashore at the moment, and the size of the teams needed to cater for that. Bearing in mind, as Bruce said, there will be another release of oil at some stage, and we still need to maintain the effort and the momentum that we've got just to cater for that exigency when it happens. Thank you.